House under every scenario, so I won't talk about that. And I think the Senate likely goes to whoever wins the Oval Office because of voter turnout. But so you're kind of down to two scenarios. You've got the let's say Romney wins and Republicans take over the Senate. You've got the clean sweep, so to speak. The market would rally on that. The market will rally because there is a belief that the markets do better under Republicans. Though I can show you 100 years worth of data that says it's pretty random. They do just as well under Democrats as they do Republicans, and in fact, the market has doubled under President Obama. So you can't make that argument, but the market would perceive Republicans in office, therefore it's better for the market. Probably have a pretty decent rally on that. The scenario that happens on the flip side is if Obama gets reelected, I think he probably keeps a Democratic Senate, so you have the same scenario you have now. Market probably trades off a little bit on that, thinking, oh, I'll get 4 more years of what we've got. Maybe we will, maybe we won't, but that's the scenario. The one in the middle that I don't think would happen, but if it did, would probably be positive for the markets, would be if President Obama gets reelected and the Senate actually does go Republican, and then you kind of got that Oval Office Democratic economy, straight Republicans will get something done. The Clinton years will come to everybody's mind and say that's probably pretty good for the market. Market rallies under that scenario. Probably not as hard as it does under a straight Republican one, but it's probably a little bit more sustainable. The straight Republican rally happens for a while, and then the market goes, I don't really like one party and control everything, and trades off. And plus, about 10 seconds after Romney would take his hand off the Bible with the oath, he would already break his first promise, which is he will overcare Obamacare on day 1, which he can't legally and legislatively do. So the markets will already be disappointed in the fact that he's broken his first promise after he says, I will. But probably rallies under that. And again, Obama is president and a House and Senate Republican. Again, the Clinton years, Clinton did make a few adjustments. Clinton also had the internet explode underneath his, during his term. So as with many things, things just go his way. And he got that one to go his way too. He got the Gutenberg press kind of every 500-year global changing experience, and it happened under his term. That might have had a little influence on how well markets did. But I think people will perceive that. So what do you do with all that? Yeah, I don't know. It's about a 50-50 probability. I know a lot of folks use the election as an excuse to stay out of the market. The market will react very quickly to the result. The market just likes to know the answer. The market would love to have the election tomorrow. It takes good news well, it takes bad news well, it adjusts quickly, it rips off the band-aid, it moves on to the next data point, and I don't really know how to invest in that. If you're using it as an excuse and say, well, once I know how the election goes, I'll get in the market, I bet you won't, because this is what you'll think next. Well, now I'm going to wait for fiscal cliff. Okay? It's not going to happen in lame duck. It's too much work for a lame duck session to do. It'll happen in the first 6 months of next year, and it'll all get retro back to January 1. Some taxes will increase, some won't. They all won't increase. The laundry list won't, because neither candidate will let everything expire and go up, because they know that'll send us into a recession. And it might be a reach, but I'm going to say I don't think either one of them is dumb enough to do that. So it'll all happen in the first 6 months. The rules will get pushed back to January 31st, and then you'll say, well, okay, now that I know what the fiscal cliff results are, well, I don't like all of them, so I'm going to stay out of the market. And then it'll be, well, I don't like regulation, and we'll start getting some clarity on regulation, and you might like some of the clarity and you might not. So that'll keep you out, and before you know it, you'll be going, well, I got a midterm election right around the corner, so I think I'll just wait for that one. And you get into this endless cycle of always looking at negative news and waiting for the next data point before you get back in, which ties in directly with your opening comments. So we would rather be very diversified. We don't know who will win or not. We don't know how markets will react. But over long periods of time, unless you are enjoying 0% in your CD, which you will likely earn until at least